that single eye. What's good, YouTube family? What they do? Family YouTube, what's good with you? Come on into the assignment. I time schedule, and I offer my sincere apologies and my sincere, genuine, But y'all be late to y'all job as well. Don't get it twisted. Look, y'all be kind of late too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all done been late before at y'all, place of employment. I just, do it how I do it. But I wanted to come and offer an apology because I believe that we all have to be held accountable to our actions periodically. You know what I'm saying? Just held accountable to our actions. And so, of course, it's the way I want to do it. And so I said that to say this as I sat down here at 107, and then I was jotting some things down, and I looked back up again. It was 111. It was 11 minutes past the hour by which I'm supposed to stand and speak in the 12 o'clock hour, right? But at the same time, you give me some grace. That's all I require. That's all I'm asking for you, to give me a little grace, a little mercy, just a little, consideration, if you will. Be considerate. Be considerate, just be considerate. Just like how y'all want people to be considerate on your behalf. Be considerate about the fact that I have to, finagle. I have to go do the things that has to be done in order to get the things done, right? And one thing I'm discovering about this thing called life, ain't nobody gonna get it done for you, sir. You're the only fingerprint in the earth that can do it your way. So no one is going to get it done the way, you would like for it to get done unless you do it the way you do it. And so at the same time, I'm here this morning. I am Kendrick B. Davis, Sr., your thought-provoking specialist. I'm actually your health-conscious coach and your intellectual content creator. But I'm also your podcast professor. And don't you ever get that twisted. Did you hear me? I said, I'm actually your podcast professor. Don't you ever get that twisted. I'm the professor in the earth. You feel me? And if that's what it takes to get your attention, whatever it takes to get your attention, even though I came by here with a word, even though I came by here with a genuine word for the mind of the individuals by which will sit here and witness or say encourage your viewers to share your life. Hey, let's share my live, please. Hey, send my live to certain individuals that you feel, deemed necessary. If you feel deemed necessary to these individuals, send my live to those individuals. Maybe I can say something that will encourage, inspire, inform, because I think I'm extremely informative as it pertains to the call, right? As it pertains to the calling that's upon my life. And as it pertains to the being a chosen one in the earth, right? When you're a chosen one, you everything hits different. Everything hits different when you are chosen. Because for many are called, but few are chosen, right? So all kind of things start hitting a little different for chosen ones. And so I came by here this morning basically to tell you, be encouraged. Did you hear me? I say just be encouraged, be enlightened, be informed, be, have what it takes to move according to your own dynamic. Don't think it's so far through. Just, be encouraged in that manner. And so as I sat here at 107, I hit the button at 111. That's substantial. And as I hit the button at 111, what fell in my spirit instantaneously is to tell the mind of the people, you have my permission. Ooh, did you hear me, sir? I know sometimes in this thing called life, you probably won't, move out and explore and do, the necessary movements in the earth if you don't have the permission to do so. And so at the same time, I just came by here this morning. This is what the creator of all things said. Tell them I said that they have my permission. So at the same time, I had to stop and pause and put a little pause and a comma or possibly some dots or possibly I'll even put a semicolon there. You have my permission. Ooh-wee. And so at the same time, I sat and I did anything and everything that would prevent me from coming this morning. I conquered it because there was multiple things that could have taken place that prevented me from being here. But I'm here on my assignment, standing on my ding. You feel me? Doing my thing. I don't have no other options in the matter because of the dynamics by which I operate in obedience. And so as I sat here, I'm here to tell you this morning that you have my permission. And since sometimes in this thing called life, sir, a man's, sometimes in this thing called life, a queen's, a aunties in the earth, sometimes in this thing called life, sometimes you might feel as though you need somebody's permission. You see what I'm talking about? Sometimes you just feel as though you might need them. And it might have been trained in us all the way from back in elementary and middle school or high. Let's go to kindergarten when you had to lift your hand and get the permission by your teacher or the person that's in authority at that moment. You have to raise your hand and to get a hall pass to go to use the bathroom. So you need the permission of the authoritative figure in the earth in order to go do that. In that classroom, you need the permission of your superiors. Before they give you that pink slip, you need to go permission to take off days, or you need permission to be missing days, and you just can't be missing days unaccountably. That's a word. Hey, that's a word, unaccountably. Yeah, you can't just be missing days unaccountably now. You got to go ahead on and just have the permission to take off and do certain things. And so at the same time, I came this morning and tell the mind of the people, ooh-wee. I say, I stopped by here this morning to tell the mind of the people, you have my permission. Since that's what you feel as though you need, sir. Hey, so since that's what you feel as though you need, ma'am, is a permission from others in order to operate, in order to endure, in order to, succumb, in order to jump every obstacle. Sometimes you might need as though you need somebody's permission to do so. So since I am your brother, since I am the in the earth, did you hear me, man? I say, since I am your uncle, since I am your grandparent, to some individuals in this earth, I'm their great grandparent. I have the ability to be your great grandparent. My age says so. And so at the same time, I just came by here this morning to tell y'all, you have my permission. You have it. To operate in your creative genius, you have the permission to do so. Did you hear me? Ooh, you got to be a chosen one to hear this. Yeah. I know that the Creator did not tell me on October 15th, 2022, which this October 15th, which is tomorrow, 2025, that would make my third year. You heard I said, that would make my ear. You heard I said, that would make my ear. I said, that would make my ear. You feel me? This would make my third year speaking as a thought provoker, as a health conscious coach, as an intellectual content creator, as a podcast professor. I can stand in all four elements by which the Creator has given me those titles. Who can ever take something that the Creator, spoke over your life? And so when you know who you are and whose you are, I say when you know who you are and whose you are, when you can operate from within the dynamic by which you've been chosen, and you can really tap all the way into that chosen one's perspective, then you can do it how you do it, baby. Nobody else can't do it your way because nobody else even have the fingerprint to even Tap into your own fingerprint. It's your fingerprint. You your own individual. You your own energy. You your own frequency. You're your own vibration. You're your own, a movement in the earth. You're your own movement in the earth. I ain't even sit down here to say all this. But since I did sit down here to tell y'all have my permission. You have my permission to operate within your creative genius. That we are all creative geniuses in the earth. Since we all have creative genius in us, all I'm asking you to do, sir, periodically is tap into it. You feel me? You might. I'm sorry, y'all. This right here kind of like getting to me. Ooh-wee. But I needed something this morning to kind of set the tone and the tenor for the atmosphere. To make the atmosphere conducive. I can go into my assignment not feeling no fear, not feeling no awkwardness, not feeling no, inadequacy, not feeling no inferiority complexes. That's a gift when you can operate from within your own understanding of who you are. You don't have to be facade out here in the street being somebody else that the world desire you to be. You feel me? The world desire you to be somebody else other than you. And then when you tap into you and you operate from within you, then they all offended. Because you can operate within your own authority, your own authenticity. You can operate within your own frequency, your own vibration. You don't have to tap into everybody else's vibration and tap into everybody else's frequency. That you have your own aura in the atmosphere. You solid. You heard what I said. TikTok is in the house. You are solid, baby. You got to become solid. Hey, Facebookers. All the Facebookies in the house. Hey, bookies in the house. Facebookies, come on through. Tap into the assignment. YouTubers, what's good with you? Hope all is well, babies, in the earth. And so at the same time, I'm just here this morning. I might as well be here since I've been called and chosen to do it. I might as well stand all the way up into my authentic value, my authentic worth. If I don't have nothing else, one thing I can do is speak. One thing I can do is talk to the mind of the people. I can't do nothing else. I can speak to your mind. Since this is, ministry for the mind. Did you hear me? I say this right here is ministry for the mind. To help you shift your thoughts. To help you bring your vibrations higher. To help you bring the narratives of what's causing you to be lower vibrational up into the alkaline side of the vibrations. And so, since we're going to do it, we might as well go ahead on and get to it, sir. Did you hear me, ma'am? I say, since you're going to do it, you might as well go ahead on and get to it. You might as well start today. Had I not started on October 15th, 2022, I wouldn't be able to have the ability to say that I've been here 3 years tomorrow. Ooh-wee. And so I always sit down here. I don't have any hidden objectives. Did you hear me? I say I don't have any hidden objectives. I don't have any underlying motives. I don't have anything that will stop, hinder, and or prevent me from becoming. Sometimes if you tap into self, that's the only hindrance that we have is self. So you're going to have to do the same thing I've once done. Did you hear me? I say you're going to have to do the same thing that I have once done, which start. You're going to have to start the process, man. You're going to have to start the process, sir. Hey, queens and kings in the earth, you're going to eventually have to start the process, man. Sir, auntie, niece, hey, niece, all the nieces in the earth. Yeah, you're going to eventually have to start the process. You're going to eventually have to start. Did you hear me? I said, you're going to eventually have to start. And so maybe I came by here this morning with nothing to say. When I sat down here at 107, I had nothing to say. When I hit the go live button at 111, 111, then I had a lot to say. Y'all go figure that out for yourself. I'm just here to tell you that since you feel as though sometimes as you walk through this thing called life, that you need individuals outside of you permission, and since you think you need the permission of others in order to move the way you want to move and groove the way you desire to groove and kind of like, habitate on this earth the way you desire to cohabitate on this earth, I'm just here to tell you, you have the permission to do so. Did you hear me? I say you have the permission to do so, man. A serves in the earth. You have the permission to do so. Since you feel like you need somebody else's permission, since they started us off all the way back in kindergarten, you got to raise your hand and get permission to, go to the bathroom and do certain things. You got to, high school, middle school, elementary, you got to raise your hand to get a hall pass to go to the bathroom. You needed the permission. And since at the same time, you need permission, you might as well come through the hourglass. Did you hear me? I say you might as well come down through the hourglass. This is the hourglass era by which we live, where you got to be cognitively aware of the pH in your body. Since you need permission from others, then you have the permission to Google that small p, capital H, the power of hydrogen in your body. You got to be all three components. Your spirit, your mind, and your body must be alkalinic in order to self-actualize and become the best version of yourself that you can become. And so at the same time, you might as well get to it and do it. Did you hear me, man? You might as well get to it and do it. I don't know why my mouth, I got my little Bible. I still use my olive oil, right? That was thrown down for us to pick up on the altar. So I still use my olive oil. You feel me? I ain't got no problem. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problem with olive oil. Because I understand the process by which that little bottle had to be created. Did you hear me? I say this little bottle of olive oil had to be created. But guess what the olive had to go through in order to get this? For me to have the ability to wipe on my lip right now. Get what the olive had to go through, man. It had to go through a crushing stage, sir. Ooh-wee. See, you didn't expect that, did you? I know. But when I see stuff like this here, my mind tick different. When I see things like this here, my mind tick different. Because I know in order for the olive to get put in this one little glass, it had to go through a process of crushing. You have to get crushed in order to make this little, and it had thousands of these little things hanging around. So imagine how many olives had to go through their crushing phase in order to get the oil. So at the same time, being that in this thing called life, you will be crushed. You'll be crushed in this thing called life, ma'am. I promise you will. And if you haven't had a crushing moment yet at 30 and 20 and 30 and 40 and 50 years old and 60 and 70, if you haven't had a crushing moment yet, then consider yourself fortunate at the moment, because I'm here to tell you the bad news. That might be good, and preparation news is that you will be crushed in this thing called life. You will be. You will have a crushing moment. And so I've had crushing moments. I was crushed, and oil had to flow out of this olive tree. Ooh-wee. So maybe I came here this morning to bear forth olive oil that will soothe and saturate your own mind and your own thoughts through what I have to say. Let the olive oil that flows through me serve as an entity in the earth, as an energy and as a frequency and as a vibration in this earth. Maybe this speaking stuff is the oil that flows out my life through my olive tree. Ooh-wee. And so all I can do is be thankful. All I can do is be grateful. All I can do is have an attitude of gratitude. That's all I can do. If I can offer you the oil that flows out of my crushing stages and throughout this thing called life, here you go. Have at it. Eat and drink as much of the oil that I pour. You can eat and drink it out my olive tree. I've been crushed on multiple occasions throughout this thing called life. Am I perfect? No. But the crushing process poured. The crushing process came forth. The crushing process, the pain of the crush of the olive was the very thing that brought forth the oil. So since I'm here, did you hear me? I say since I'm still here, I'm still standing, I'm still present. I can still say present like I did in that classroom that trained all these different things that they trained us on. Yeah. So break free from the training and become triumphant past the training. Training your mind to think certain small thoughts about you, who you are. Ooh-wee. So sometimes we might have to unlearn it, man. Unlearn what you once thought you knew. And learn something different about yourself. That way you can stand all the way up in your power. You can stand all the way up in your presence. You can stand all the way up in your frequency, your vibration, your narrative, your strength, your strong. Yeah, stand up in your strong. Hear what I said? Strong. Yeah, stand up in it. And so at the same time I came. I am Kendrick B. Davis, Sr., your thought provoker. If I've done anything in this world to provoke your thought to think differently, then I've done my due diligence. So since you have my permission to operate within your own creative genius, that we're all creative geniuses. Even on these social media platforms, they call us digital creators. And so at the same time, you might as well rock all the way out. Did you hear me, man? You might as well go ahead on and rock all the way out with what they call you. Since I can operate within my creative genius and be 100% authentic and organic and genuine in doing so, who can tell me anything different? Ooh-wee. So, thank y'all for chiming in. Since you feel as though you need the permission, you have it. Did you hear me? I say, since you feel as though you need permission, How they done trained us to always ask for permission to do something. Now, even as an adult, you still asking for permission. And so you came by here this morning in order to hear Kendrick B. Davis Sr., your thought-provoking, tell you this. Did you hear me? Your thought-provoking specialist, your thought provoker, to tell you this, that you have the permission to operate, to create within your own, creative genius. Create your narrative. Create the understanding. Create the wherewithal. Create the bandwidth. Create the power. Create the peace that surpasses all understanding. Create it. Create the truth that you got to stand in as your warfare armor. Have your loins girded with truth. Got to walk in your truth, man. It behooves me for you not to walk in your own truth. Walk in your truth, who you are. Walk in your own truth. At the same time, you'll see that authenticity come forward. But this is ministry for the mind. Did you hear me? And so it might as well be me to tell you this. Did you hear me? I say this is ministry for the mind. This is what this is. This is a ministry for your mind, for your thoughts, for your creative understanding, for your narratives, for your ideologies, for your theoretical frameworks. We all have a theoretical framework that we operate from. Sometimes, a lot of the time, it's about fear. They put fear in your heart and don't even want you to stand all the way up in your creative genius, but you have the permission. I have given you the permission this morning, this afternoon, this evening. I gave you the permission to go ahead on and start. Start operating within your creative genius. I gotta go, y'all. Y'all be blessed. Peace and blessings to every mind that I've ever had an opportunity to speak to. I say I need to start saving these lives on TikTok. I keep sitting down here saying I'm gonna save my lives, and it looked like I don't even have nothing up on TikTok. Ooh-wee. But it's gonna come a day. And I manifest this, and I say I'm speaking this over my spiritual life, that it's gonna come a day when I'm gonna look back at all these times. And it was all like that. And at the same time, say, thank you. I'm grateful. I'm going to still be appreciative. Yeah. Thank you. Peace and blessings to you. Y'all say peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to you, TikTok. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings, family. Family. Facebook family. Peace and blessings. YouTubers in the house. Peace and blessings, my brothers and sisters.